Hello, welcome to episode 11?
12?
I want to go with 11.
Okay.
11 or 12 of the Slip Sis podcast. I'm Che.
I'm Gabs.
We are the sister, mostly knitting duo behind this podcast, but also designs and other crafty adventures. We are here in San Jose, California at Gabs's house. You can find us on Ravelry as at slip.sis and then on Instagram as slip.slip.sis. And today is Saturday, June 11th.
That's it.
I feel like that's it.
We did it. Good job.
Yeah, I actually forgot what episode we're on. 2 seconds in.
Well, we missed our May episode, which will catch you
Right.
up on why we missed it in Chatter. Yeah. But first we have FOs.
Yes, and we actually have the same FO to
ready?
share. 1, 2, 3. Mine's on the ugly side.
I think mine is
that's
too.
like where I didn't do a very good
join.
So this is our Catch
A Wave.
I
think it's Catch a Wave.
Catch a Wave socks by Shelly from DZ Stitch Co. This was a test that we did for Shelly, and I think we knit the same size.
Yes.
Small. Yes, and for mine, I used Earl Grey Fiber Company for the main color that's called Sugared Flowers, and then I used like the Knit Picks Kettle Dyed Hawthorn fingering for the others. This is Turkish Delight, and this is called Poseidon.
This is also Earl Grey Fiber Company, but it's Guava. I think it's called Guava. Chaley bought it for me for my 30th.
I did I?
Birthday.
No, I think Dad got this for you. Remember when he bought us
I don't know.
all those
It was a gift.
things?
I have the Wave, which is kind of like speckled. It's from Long Dog Yarn Company, which I got at Alamitos Bay Yarn. I'm saying all these names, so my poor sister now has to put them in the show notes.
Also, your child is crying in the background.
Yeah, my 5-month-old is crying. I'm not just ignoring her. My husband is probably struggling with her. So I've not just left my baby crying while I'm podcasting. Just so you know. This is Long Dog Yarn Company it was a mini skein bundle that I got when we went to the LA Yarn Crawl in 2018. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Neon Rainbow or something. And then the yellow is also, I think, Earl Grey Fiber Company from her Flora Fauna Countdown.
No.
I have no idea what this yellow is from. It's a mystery.
I don't have that, and we both have the Advent. No.
Maybe it's Earl Grey's.
You sure it's Earl Grey?
The yarn weight is the same.
Okay.
It might be from her office, the office colorway.
Oh, that might
or
be
the
it.
office Advent calendar, because I got that and Chaley didn't.
Right.
But I have to show you what happened. Look at what happened.
Well, they can't see why it's diff. Big yikes.
Because I was playing Yarn Chicken again with this pinky color. Guava. Because we also used it I used it for our saguaro cactus mitts. Yes. And I also used it on a brioche hat for my daughter. It's a kitty cat brioche hat. So this yarn was really
a lot.
Yes. So that's what happened. And
here's our Catch a Wave socks. All right. Do you have another FO?
I do. I have my shorts.
Oh, do your shorts.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So, oops.
Whoopsie doopsie. Oh boy.
So knit shorts are like all the rage this summer. Like, I think Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn is knitting. Lots of people are knitting the Twisted Tea.
I think Nitty Natty's doing
shorts,
that as well.
Which are by Little Wolf Knits, which I think is Brianna Lupino, I think her name is. There's also a couple make-alongs that are doing like shorts. So, but these are the Belle of the Bauble, like Taco Bell, shorts by Kate of Mezzo Makes, and they came out super cute. I did a fade. It's not a fade, but I did a fade. So the top part is Hypnotic yarn. It's just a pink color. It came in a sock set, held double with...
Oh, Perpinkle.
Yeah, it's Perpinkle. Held double with Hugh Loco's Thick Thighs Save Lives. And then it transitions into held double, just Thick Thighs Save Lives. And then this greenish color that I faded it, and then this is the colorway, which is Earl Grey Fiber Company's Caucus Race, I think. So it came out super cute. I did have to do significant modifications for it, which I think is true of just pants. Like people's bottoms
significantly
are
different.
super different.
Our bottoms are not the same.
Yeah, like on tops there's a lot, like if it's a loose fit you can kind of like fudge it. Like I just had to, so mine falls pretty high. It's pretty high-waisted, which is more high-waisted than I would normally make. So if I made it again, I would shorten it, and I ended up shortening it anyway because when I tried it on, it was already all the way up to my boobs, and I was like, oh, when I'm supposed to knit 18 more rows, this is gonna be over my boobs. So I ended it, and then I actually ended up having to tear it out and shorten it again. So I think my advice, if you're knitting a pair of knit shorts, anything like that, is as you're knitting, compare them to a pair of pants that you like how they fit, or you want them to fit the same way. Because I ended up doing that with a pair of like running shorts, and then I was like, oh, I see where I went wrong.
Right.
And shorts, for the most part, in the waist should have negative ease. Like I measured to my true waist, and I only took that size. But if it's the actual size, like, I'll fall down, right? So I also don't have like big hips, so I think that was also why I couldn't knit to my true waist, right? Like my hips wouldn't hold them up. So there was that. I'm also only 5 months postpartum, so I measured myself, took a month to knit it, and then wasn't the same size, right? Because I was working out and my body's still shifting. So try stuff on as you go. Really try stuff on as you go. And I had this elastic casing, and I've got a, where is it? I have a hole here, like I did it on purpose. So if I need to change the size, I can pull it in or not. So that wasn't part of the pattern. One of the testers recommended doing it, and that ended up helping a lot because I ended up cutting like 6 inches out of the elastic. So do that if your shorts don't have a drawstring.
Nice. Before I do mine, we should say what we're wearing because we forgot to do that. We are rocking our summer sock camp shirts. Mine is from last year's. Gabs's is from this year because we're clearly too lazy to stand up. So here we are. And Summer Sock Camp, for those if you're not familiar, is basically a knit along or crochet along hosted by Kay, the crazy sock lady. And you can check out her channel, her Instagram for all information on Summer Sock Camp. And that merch is still available for this year, so you can definitely check that out.
Oh, and you know what I find really helpful that a lot of people have been doing lately is saying what size they're wearing. So if you don't know what size to get, Chaylee don't know. Well, Chaylee's, stop flipping it around in my face. Chaylee's wearing a small.
Wearing a small. Oh,
nice. Chaylee's wearing a small. Mine is a large, and I have to be honest, I haven't washed it yet. I got excited, just saw Chaylee wearing it and put it on, and it's pretty big. Like I've got it all the way pushed up, so I think it may run a little bit big. I'll wash it and see what happens, but it also, the length goes all the way down to my knees.
I toggle between small and medium for my size. I tend to have larger, broader shoulders. So I got this last year when I was just smaller, and it still fits fine. But I did actually get a medium of like a hoodie, like a really lightweight hoodie, basically like t-shirt material, for this year's Summer Sock Camp logo. And I got the medium, and that actually fit really, really well on me. So I do think it depends on what item you're selecting from the Spreadshirt shop. So definitely check out the measurements and go from there. And if it says smaller, order a size larger is my recommendation.
Yes, it doesn't fit my shoulders that great. I'm wearing a large right now because I'm still breastfeeding my 5-month-old. So if you're a breastfeeding parent, you know you grow throughout the day. So I needed it to fit at my largest throughout the day. So
cool. So my next FO I actually don't have with me because I flew up just for a quick trip to the base.
That's what we should talk about in chat.
Yes, I didn't want to bring my whole sweater up, especially because it's 90 degrees here right now. So I'm like, I'm not going to bring this whole sweater, pack it in my luggage to then show it on the podcast. So I will put in pictures. This is the Fossil Frenzy tee. It is by Mary Hunt she's at Yarn Obsessed Mary on Instagram. I think it's also Hunt Hand Knits is like the brand for it. This is actually her first sweater design or tee design, which is great. And it released just in time for Jurassic World Dominion to come out. If you haven't watched this for a while, you know I'm a huge fan of dinosaurs, so had to definitely jump on this test. It was an extensive test. So it was all fingering weight, and I used US size 2 needles. So it took quite a bit. You'll learn in chatter also why I had more time to knit on this, because it was maybe I had about a month and a half, 2 months to turn around this sweater. I decided to knit a medium because I, again, tend to have broader shoulders, and I didn't want it to feel too tight because I don't actually really like tight fitting things. So the medium was much larger and had a lot more ease and is intended in the pattern, but that slouchy style is actually more my style anyway. So I really do like how the fit turned out. I definitely had to block it with all of that intricate color work to really, so you could see the dinosaur fossils. And then the yarn that I used, the main color is Minas Tirith from Destination Yarn. It is called First Class Silk. It is the base.
She did a silk sweater.
So
She's fancy.
Well, we had that, and I needed something kind of like plain so you could really see the dinosaurs. Since the color work is so small and it's fingering weight, I had to like...
Yeah, that color work is a beast.
Our uncle actually gave us we all got the same yarn for Christmas. So it was my sister, my dad, and I all got the same yarn. So I had to like tap into them to use their yarn.
By tap in, she means text them, can I have your yarn,
Can I have your yarn? And then I had to buy one more skein just in case. I ended up not really needing all 4 skeins. I ended up using probably like around 1,000 yards or so.
I think you needed the extra one you bought though, because the skein that I gave her was not a full
it was
skein.
Partial.
Because I had used it for our lake trout socks.
Yes.
So she would have had it and then been like this much on the ribbing and been pissed at me.
But for the contrast for this sweater, I use Best Wishes, Warmest Regards from Earl Grey Fabric Company's Knitflix and Chill. Knitflix and Chill Advent from 2020. So that is what that sweater ended up being. Did I forget anything about it? I wrote notes on this because I was like, I'm not going to have it with me. You need to write it down. The notes are in my office at my job in Los Angeles. So here we are, hoping that I remembered all the things I meant to say about this. But it's a great tee. Go check it out. I do believe she's also releasing a kids version of it. So definitely check that out. It is not particularly like difficult. It may seem really difficult. It's just that the color work is quite a large chart, so it wasn't something that I could memorize. So I spent like a lot of times like counting and like drawing on things and crossing things out. So it was a little bit more meticulous than I'm used to, but I'm really happy with how it came out.
It looks pretty fly. I saw it. She was like, "You want to test with it?" I'm like,
No,
I don't. Not. It's the chart. It's truly the chart. It's not the construction of the sweater. The construction of the sweater is a pretty basic raglan.
Yeah.
So it's the chart, which is like 100 rows. Something.
It's actually only 55.
It's a lot though.
But
it takes Taylor like an hour.
180 across, and you have to repeat the chart twice. So I did a lot of counting and my pencil. I use a lot of pencil on this. Do you have another FO?
I do not. I only have whips.
Great. You have 3 and I only have 2, so you should go first.
Okay. So
is it embarrassing if I drink my McDonald's? Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm feeling a bit parched, so I'm gonna have my McDonald's right.
So these are all 3 test knits. Because I don't know, I always sign up for test knits in the summertime.
When you're supposed to be doing sock camp.
I did 0 sock camp last year, and I've done 0 sock camp now. I'm carrying the team. I'm all about sock camp. I think it's great. It's not like I'm against sock camp. I'm like, I'd do that. It's also hard because I usually have like a sock going, so I have to like start something new. Yeah, finish it and start something new. Yeah. And then like last year I had a bunch of crank socks, but those don't count. So this is the Seltzer tee by River Road Knits. It's a test knit that I saw on Yarn Pond. Wow! Isn't it fabulous? It's a tank top. So it's a tank top, and then see lettuce with a
Could you imagine wearing this?
That's the plan, dude. That's these? The plan. Oh. I made myself a set.
Gosh.
It's like a set, but not a set, right?
Good golly.
So it's really, it's so fast. It's worsted weight, which sounds bananas for a tank top. It's worsted weight, so I'm holding the yarn double. It's got a twisted rib, and then this is just a slip stitch running down. It's actually, it's so quick. Today's the 10th. I started on like the 4th or the 5th. Like nice. It's super speedy. I'm knitting. It's what's really cool about her pattern is she tells you how to customize it for your size. So instead of it just being like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, which is the sizes, you can knit a larger front if you want more coverage and a smaller back. So I, unlike my sister, have really narrow shoulders and a much larger chest, even when I'm not breastfeeding.
Right.
So I knit a 4 for the front because I need the space in the front, and then I need a 3 in the back so you can see like.
It's almost like a slight racer back.
Yeah. So it ended up super great. I've already tried it on.
Awesome.
Guess who ran out of yarn again? So I am casually fading.
This is Honolulu?
Yes. So
why didn't you just ask me for some?
Because you already gave it to me. I already knit it, dude. I already took your Honolulu.
No, I have a whole sweater set. Sweater's quantity.
No.
Yeah. Bet.
No.
Bet.
Well, I faded
Bet.
it. I faded
She don't
it.
talk. We talk literally every day.
I faded.
So this is Honolulu from Destination Yarn, which we have more of in case anyone was wondering.
And I faded it into Plumeria, which I actually think looks really
actually
great.
looks really cute.
And it's the ribbing, so it's
like a cropped tank.
No, I'm not there yet, dude.
Oh, sorry.
It's 7.5 inches of ribbing.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So the ribbing started actually right where the pink started to fade in. So I'm about 3 or 4 inches into the ribbing, but I'm pretty short-waisted, so it may actually be
nearly there,
almost done. So I need to actually try this buddy on, and I'm using fingering held double because I didn't have worsted weight. Also, I know, and now you're like fingering held doubles DK Gabs. Yes, I know that, but I have a ridiculously loose gauge, so it's supposed to be worsted weight with like a size 8 needle, and I'm using fingering held double, which is DK weight on a 5. So worsted was never gonna happen. So
because she's so relaxed and chill. I know, right? With only knitting.
I know, right?
Everything else she's not.
Really tense person.
Yeah. So my whip is in my Lilo and Stitch bag, which LOL. Gabs made for me. And in here, I have a DPN that has stabbed through the bag. Awesome. These are my Crazy Sock Lady socks. You can hold the, they have one finished.
Where'd the sock walk?
It's down there. It's too late. So one sock is finished, and here's where I'm at on
I like your thingy.
the second sock. The color dip.
I like, yeah.
The color dip tip. And then I also did a little stripey stripe around the bottom.
Oh, I thought that was part of the yarn.
No, the black?
No, like this stripe, I thought it just pulled like that.
The black?
Yeah.
No, I added that in for a little bit more contrast.
Oh,
So
I was just like, wow, that was so lucky.
No. So almost done with these. These won't count for sock camp because I had actually started them beforehand, but this is just like the last whip I actually had going before sock camp started. So almost done with those. And I will probably have plenty of time to knit at the airport, so this will be perfect for me.
Me again?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is my house, so I don't have them all in my bags. This I usually keep in the bag I got from Polar Bear Yarn Company. When she does mystery sock sets every month. This is also a test knit that is not named yet. That's why I was like, I can't remember the name because there isn't a name. From Char Knits, which her name is Charlotte too. My older daughter's name is Charlotte. So, and it's a shawl. I didn't knit to the end of the row, so I'm like literally, so I can't show you what it looks like.
Just wanted to touch it.
It's really, it's
pretty.
It's really nice. It's got this amazing like texture.
Are you holding something
situation.
double again?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Not this time. And it's pretty fly.
That's cool.
It's mosaic knitting, which I've never done before, and I totally messed it up. I keep messing it up like 1,000 times. It's the but it's really pretty. So the yarn that I'm using is Destination Yarn. What color is this? I keep saying it's Karachi, but I think that may be a lie.
I think it's Karachi.
I think it's Karachi. And then this gold from Mad Tosh that I've had for 15,000 years from my parents. That's why you thought it was held double, but it's not.
That's nice.
Two colored, which doesn't actually show up necessarily as two colored, but really just a really interesting texture.
It's very autumnal.
I'm really hoping to wear it for like the first couple weeks of school or to back to school. I'm a teacher, so I'm hoping to do that. But man, I keep messing up mosaic knitting. I go back and forth between wanting to read the chart or read the written instructions. This shawl, it's not the pattern. Something about it, I can't wrap my mind around the repeats. Like the pattern is written clearly, I just can't do it, and I don't know why. Like it's not hard.
User error.
It's like knit 7, slip 1. I'm not giving away the whole pattern. Don't worry. It's like knit 7, slip 1, knit 1, and I don't know why. But like I'm like what? And then I get to like knit 5, and then I slip, and I'm like
that's not right.
And I'm in the process of ripping out another row again.
That ain't it.
And it is not the pattern. It is 1,000% my brain not being, I think maybe it's the multiple. Maybe it's because it's a multiple of something not that I'm used to. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. So it's taking me a while.
My next one is also socks. These are my first socks for summer sock camp. This is my Wild Thorn Mary's bag that Gabs also made for me. And for these, I actually just finished the heel flap this morning at the airport. I am using the Summer Sock Camp 2020 colorway from Desert Vista Dye Works. Here you can view it since you haven't seen it yourself before.
I like it.
And then the contrast is, I don't actually know the name of it. We won this mini skein set from Fuzzy Whatnots, and I don't know if there were names for each mini skein. But I love how it's coming out so far. These are going to be a gift for something that Gabs and I are doing, but I don't want to give too much away because the person who it's for might watch. But I should have plenty of the striping to make myself a pair as well, if not maybe even like a pair of shorties for Gabs. So I'm really excited about that, and I have committed to kind of the summer of stripes for myself because I have a ton of self-striping yarn that I never use, and I really just want to use that. There's going to be a couple socks I'm going to make that aren't stripe or we're using like striping yarn, and that's fine. I'm not committed to anything fully, but my goal is to use a lot more of my self-striping yarn this summer, particularly because I really only use it for socks, and it's summer sock camp. So here we are, and this is just sock number 1, and I will probably do the heel turn tonight.
My last whip, I always have like whips that are sitting in the wings.
That back.
That's why you should have opened your presents.
Lulz.
So I made myself this bag for summer sock camp because Kay's summer sock camp was, it's not a merch drop, sponsored item drop.
Yeah,
whatever.
Sponsored items.
Her product drop was super successful, which is awesome. But I like couldn't handle it. Like it was too stressful. It was too stressful, and it was at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 1 p.m. Pacific, and that was nap time. So I was like not gonna try and be on Instagram trying to be like Ted's trying to get products on nap time. So I just like was like whatever. I went to Joann's, picked up some camp themed yarn and made them myself. So I made myself the s'mores bag. And then my daughter saw me sewing and wanted some too. All right, this is kind of a beast. This is a beast to pull out because this is another test knit, not socks, and it's a dress. It is my first knit dress. It is knit in cotton from Knit Picks. It's the Cotlin. It's the cotton linen blend, and it is kind of it's a stripe. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a striped dress. It's got this like sassy, like deep V.
I like that
in the back, which could be in the front if you
like a beach.
Yeah, I'm feeling like it's like a beach cover up. We're going to Hawaii next month, so I'm hoping I have to finish the test knit, but I'm hoping that it's ready for Hawaii.
So for it's more like a bikini top at this point.
Yeah, but I'm short, so I'm not gonna knit the full length of it because I'm only 5'1", and the dress is supposed to be ankle length or calf length, but that makes me look really, really petite. So I'm probably gonna stop it at my knees. So it's probably gonna be like 6 or 7 inches short. Oh, dang it.
What are the names of the colors?
The colors are available on the Knit Picks website.
With the tags? Gabrielle.
This is undyed. So this is
Bear.
This
probably coral.
I don't know, it's the only one that looks peachy on there. If they love it hard, they can go look or DM it. Okay, fine.
We're sorry. I would on behalf of Slip Slip Sis, and I would like to apologize for my sister.
If you really need to know, I have more. I can look it up if you really have your
Comment
heart.
below if you want to know the name of the coral color of the dress.
Or Google.
Oh my gosh, we're
Google.
helping. We're helping. Okay, acquisitions. Start with you.
Okay, I actually have some acquisitions. Not that many. This is Back Loop Yarn Company's Love Potion Trial 1. So I think she was I think this is a one of a kind. I think she was testing. I found this on the internet. Obviously we find everything on there, but I found this on the internet at like 3 a.m. because I'll tell you why in chatter, so I'll leave it on my lap and now I'll remember why. So that's from Back Loop Yarn Company, and then Shaylee and I tested for Daisy Stitch Co. and she
The Catcher Wave socks.
Yes, and she so generously sent us yarn for testing for her.
Mine, right?
Yes, this one's Shaylee's.
Yeah. This one is mine, called Icing on the Cake.
And this one's mine, called Blush Pink, which they kind of go together. So we could share a pair of them.
Oh, we should do that.
Okay, we're going to do that then.
That's a good idea. For my summer of stripes.
Okay, so we're going to make my husband wind up these balls for us.
Yeah, we should do that right now.
Okay, and she also sent us...
Oh, I want it.
I know you do. Big sisters
He
out
wants
there.
it.
Big sisters out there. How many are you just like... It's really cute.
It's so cute.
It's super cute.
That's it.
I know.
Thanks, Gaps.
Yep.
Cool. So, for my acquisitions, I have too many. Because we will also share in chatter why I have so many this time. So I will actually put in a separate video here where with all my acquisitions, because I didn't want to have to fly them all up for this podcast. Hello, I am coming with my acquisitions segment. We will talk about this more in chatter, but the month of May was a very stressful month for myself, my sister, our whole family. So I don't know about you all, but I shop when I feel stressed and overwhelmed. So I have a ton of acquisitions that did not fit in my luggage when I will come up. And I guess this is in the past now. I'm filming earlier than we are for the podcast. So I didn't have enough room in my luggage to be able to bring all this yarn. So I am filming it now. So working a little backwards in time, I came up somehow on my Etsy anniversary and they gave me a discount coupon for anything I wanted from Etsy. So I was able to shop a shop I had been looking at for a while, and that is A Chick That Knits. And they were having a sale in their shop, so double deal. Who doesn't love that? So I got these two beautiful skeins here. This one is Potpourri on their deluxe sock base, which is an 85 extra superwash, extra fine merino, and 50% nylon, 393 yards. I love this. You know we love pink, and we're here for it. And then this one is the same base deluxe sock, and it's the Friends, as in like Friends, the TV show colorway, which my sister and I love and have watched the whole series together. So super excited to get these and to add them to my ever-growing stash. And then my sister also sent me a D-stash. So really she's like kind of like making it harder for me to resist temptation. She is an instigator of my shopping. There was a D-stash going on, and so I was able to pick up this sock set which is a Woolberry Fiber Company sock set. It's a berry sock set. So this is the 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. This is the main color, and then it comes with the mini. The colorway, I think, for the whole sock set, pardon me, is called Woven Blanket. Add it to that pink. I thought I was going to expand my colors. I'm not. I'm still here for the pink. And then Breaking Yarn was also did every month or so, or maybe every 2 months or so, whenever she's dying, and McKaylee does like some experiment colorways, and I subscribe to her newsletter, which I highly encourage you all to do, because you get kind of like a heads up when there's new things in the shop. She does great discount codes, and she doesn't spam her email, which I really like. So when I get an email from her, I read the whole thing, because there's gonna be something juicy in there. And that's how I got this one of a kind sock set from her. On her sock fingering, weight is 75, 25 superwash merino, or pardon me, superwash wool and nylon with a 20-gram mini. Love this. I love that pale yellow. I really feel like yellow was in at some point, I feel like, and I've got to come back because I think this is going to be perfect for summer. And then over the month of May and a little bit into April, I also had a ton of work trips. So I was up in the Pacific Northwest for a full week for a work trip, pardon me. So I was able to shop actually over close to Pike's Place Market. And I was able to get a few things. Actually, at the market, there was a yarn dyer, and I got to speak with him, and that was fantastic. And that is from MJ Yarns. And so he had like a booth at the market, and I got this amazing worsted weight yarn, which I haven't worked with. So I'm excited to kind of step out of my comfort zone with this one, see what I can make with it. And the colorway is called Berry Pie. So I think that's really fun and kind of has a rustic vibe. I feel like this is going to be something for our mom because she loves the browns. And then, oh my gosh, I should have written this down, but the name of the shop is escaping me that I went to is very close to Pike's Place Market. And so I will put that at the bottom of the screen once I do my research again and find it. I think it was called So Much Yarn was the name of the shop actually. And I was able to get some knitted wit yarn, which is a Pacific Northwest dyer. When I went to the Rose City Yarn Crawl, I didn't pick up any of their yarn, and I was kind of bummed about it. So I'm excited to have gotten this one. This one is called Sphinx, and it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 420 yards. And this colorway kind of reminded me of my dad. He tends to like these warmer yellows, so maybe these might become a pair of socks for him, or our dad, LOL. And then again, I was in a shopping frenzy, as one is, and when I was sick, I just wanted to buy more things, and I think I had another coupon, so I did some shopping, and I got some skeins from Woolen Women Fibers, and I'm really excited because this sock set that I got, which is here, which is called Peep Party, is something that I had been looking at for a really long time. I also think they were having a sale, so you know those always entice me. I've been looking at this one for a really long time, and I'm glad I finally took the leap and bought it, because, you know, so out of the ordinary for Chaylee to just buy yarn when she feels like it. So this is called Peep Party. It is fingering base, 75-25 superwash merino nylon, and 463 yards with the great 20-gram mini skein. Whoops, sorry, too high. So love this, a little bit of a paler pink. And then I tried to get, you know, as much out of my comfort zone as I could, but there's still pink here. I also got this one, which is called Mermaid Lagoon, but I really liked the green and this kind of turquoise that's coming through here. So I think this will also be a super fun pair of socks, is probably what it's going to be, especially because it's summer sock camp season. And then a few more things. So during my work trip in April, I was kind of all up and down northern to central California area. So when I was in Monterey, I went to Monarch Yarns, Monarch Knitting, Monarch Fiber, Monarch something. It's a great yarn shop in Monterey. The shop is gorgeous. I had it on our stories when we went there. I will again attempt to link better names of these things. And I picked up this skein, and the dyer is Life in the Long Grass. Life in the Long Grass. And I love this. It's totally a Chaylee colorway. It is their fine sock base, so 460 yards, 100 grams, 75-25 blend, and the colorway is called Rose Gold. So totally my vibe. I am here for it. And then I also at the shop got this super cute pin, which is from Nerdbird Makery. Oops, sorry, it's kind of blowing out a bit, but it's basically like a mason jar with a bunch of yarn in it and some needles. Also, I'll put that on my knitting backpack where I keep all of my pins. So can't wait to add this one to it, since it's been sitting in this basket waiting for me to film this acquisitions, but I kept acquiring them, so I had to keep waiting for them to come in the mail. And then the last thing I want to share is that during that trip, I was up in the East Bay area, which is where I'm originally from. My sister's now in San Jose and our parents are still in the East Bay, but I was up in kind of like the Berkeley, Albany area, and there's a great shop called Avenue Yarns. That one I do have in my brain, and I was able to stop by there and get a couple of things. So I got this great just Malabrigo sock. I just really liked these speckles and I thought this was just so cute. The colorway is called Myths and it is their sock base. And then I also picked up this Dream in Color skein. I feel like this is so me as well. And also kind of like a little taste of Gabs with a little bit of purple and a little bit of blue in it. Pardon me. And this is a cashmere smooshy. Cashmere is the base, and so it's 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon, 400 yards, and the color is called Riot Girls. So I'm very excited about this one. It is so squishable and soft. I cannot wait to cast it on, and I gotta put all these in my stash now. All right. So that was my acquisitions, and I think that's all we have for like the knitting portion, and now we're gonna go into chatter,
which we will try to make short.
We had a lot go on for us. May was kind of...
I turned 31.
Are we not done that yet? Oh gosh, end of April, Gabs turned 31. Woohoo! Then what happened?
Then everything was going
fine. May was
fine.
kind of a dumpster fire for us.
We were slated. We were supposed to go to Shaylee's graduation.
Yes, because in our last podcast we talked about how she was going to have to take pictures of her shorts
at graduation.
Yes, and you'll notice that we don't have pictures of Gabs in the shorts at my graduation because I got sick with COVID 8 days before I was supposed to graduate from my master's program, and I literally tested negative 2 hours before I had to walk in commencement. So thankfully, it was a graduation miracle. I was able to go to my commencement, but at that point, I didn't know what was going to happen, so my family wasn't able to come down. Gabs was down in Southern California for her husband's retreat for work, but it just wasn't going to work out for them to be able to be in person for the ceremony, but it was live streamed. However, about 4 people before I literally was walking across the stage, the live stream cut out. So they never got to see me walk, and even in the middle of the commencement, when they read off our degrees, we got confused, so I never actually stood up for the conferral of my degree. So that was also kind of a cluster storm of badness. That was kind of my beginning of May.
So we were down in SoCal. My husband had a work retreat, so we went down there. My in-laws live down there, so we were down there. The Saturday of Shaylee's graduation, she was like, I tested negative, I'm going. I was trying to watch it at the pool with all the kids. And then that night, my daughter gets sick. She's running a fever. She's caught, this is my toddler. She's complaining of a backache, and then she spends the whole night throwing up. And I'm like, oh, great. So we jump in the car. We're headed home. I text my in-laws, and I'm like, yo, you need to get COVID tested. Lottie's running a fever. They get tested. They test positive. We get home. Lottie's running 103. She tests positive. We all test, including my infant. We all test. We are like, sweet, we're negative. We're just going to have to wear masks. So that left me taking care of my toddler and my husband and my infant kind of away from them. Next morning, I'm like, yo, my throat hurts. Yep, all 4 of us tested positive for COVID. Lottie's only lasted 36 hours. And I was super thankful for my infant. It was only 24 hours for her. Mm-hmm. And she ran a low grade fever of like 100, which for an infant, you never want them, right? You never want them to run fevers, but she was okay. Me and my husband kind of had like the similar symptoms to Shaylee.
Yeah.
It was not,
it was a rough ride, for sure. Plus, either way, I would say it's not great because I was isolated completely alone for as many days, but then she was all by herself with no help with a toddler and an infant, and they were both sick. So it was a rough ride.
Yeah, it was not good, and we don't mind sharing. We're both vaccinated, we're both boosted. So we're thankful. We know our vaccines kept us out of the hospital. My husband's vaccinated and boosted. Obviously my children aren't because they are too little. My infant I got my booster shot while I was 28 weeks pregnant with my infant, and I'm still breastfeeding. So I'm thinking that's what kept her pretty okay-ish.
Mild, yeah.
Yeah, my toddler who has no vaccine and refused to drink my breast milk. Yes, I tried. She refused to drink it because she wasn't feeling good. She had like the most severe, like concerning symptoms. Like my throat was lava, but like it was never a place where I felt like I couldn't breathe, right? But like because Lottie was running almost 104, that's where I was nervous about needing to go to the ER. The rest of us, we just felt like trash.
Yeah. And then the next week, I was on a trip for work. I then was negative and cleared, and this is now a funny story for you. I was in Seattle for a work trip, and I was just minding my own business, walking down the street, getting my bagel before I had to get on the bus to get to the high school we were visiting, and this pain, like something hits me in the head, and there's this immense pain, and I see a crow fly off from my head. A crow literally clawed my head and used me as like a landing pad to get up to the telephone wire. It was the most jarring experience ever. At first I thought someone had like thrown something at me. So I like checked my outfit. Am I wearing something offensive? Like, I don't know.
It was just nature trying to get her.
And I like ran my hands through my hair and there was blood. And so I'm like texting my mom and these people are laughing at me. And mom's like, you got to put Neosporin in your hair. And so I'm like now on the bus with my professional like colleagues from different universities, like, does anyone have Neosporin for me to put it on my scalp? Like, horrible. It was like, I can't. I already had COVID and almost missed my commencement this month. Like, I feel like the crow was it for me.
We were just laughing at her.
That was rough.
I think we were helpfully sending her bird emojis.
Now I can't look at the birds. I'm just like, no. So I think those were like my big things. But I did graduate. Woo!
We're doing a graduation ceremony this weekend. We may put footage in. It'll be great. I've organized. I was a stage manager in a previous life. No, really. So we may put some footage in that. My daughter, my 2-year-old, is giving the commencement address.
Yes.
I found my master's regalia. I can't find my mortarboard. I don't know where it is.
Oh,
it's lost.
Great.
But that's what we're doing.
Yeah. And then I'm up here this weekend for a very special event known as
Bravo Bash,
which is
my 2-year-old is in ballet. Not like ballet, like Charlie's a dancer, not like that kind of ballet where you guys are worried that I'm like morphing my child's hips because I'm forcing her to do a turnout, not like that. More like we wear our pretty tutus and jump over things kind of ballet. So it's a recital. She gets to be on stage for 30 minutes. She may bail. She will probably bail. My in-laws are driving up from SoCal. My sister flew in. Our grandmother's coming, so her great-grandmother's.
We have roses.
She's going to bail.
It's fine. Bail. It's fine.
It's fine. So Chaley's in town for that. It's been bumpy for us too. My infant has, Eleanor had some medical stuff. She had to have a sedated MRI for a sacral dimple. She was being evaluated for a tethered spinal cord. She does not have a tethered spinal cord, just a weird butt. We can deal with the weird butt. So it's stressful. You never want your kids going in for medical procedures, right? So it's been stressful with that. She's got to be evaluated for a helmet because she also has a weird head. So we're gonna see. She's being evaluated for a helmet next week. Yeah, next week. She's got a flat spot because she laid on her back. She had torticollis in the womb, so she was nice and comfy and crick-necked like this. So if you've had a kid with a helmet, you've got some tips for me. It's middle of summer. My poor kid might have to wear a helmet in July when it's 90 degrees. So if you got some tips for us, let us know. We'll let you know in the next podcast, or you'll probably see her on Instagram if she's got a cute little helmet going on. But really, we're thankful that her sacral dimple is just weird butt, and now we're focusing on weird head.
Yeah, but thanks for sticking. If you stuck with us to this point, thank you for sticking with us. And what I was going to say is I was able to knit so much on that Fossil Frenzy tee and actually finish it for the deadline because I was sick.
Yeah, and I bought myself this for surviving a 10-day quarantine.
I also
while
bought
having
all
COVID.
that yarn you saw in acquisitions because I was just in a deep state of despair and I had no human interaction, so I bought yarn instead.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's where we're at. Now I'm on a diet of cold turkey, not buying yarn.
Except for that yarn we just bought yesterday.
Yes, but that was for a really good cause.
Oh, we should
that
hype
doesn't
said cause
count.
right now.
Okay, you're gonna have to do it because I don't really
So
read it.
we bought yarn from Always Be Kind Yarn. We specifically bought it for Gary Knits, Gary Rides. I think he's hosting a End AIDS knit along and crochet along. We are knitting, of course, the socks that are called Rainbows for Kaylin. So the sock set that Shaylee bought is going towards the AIDS ride, which is a bicycle ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It's happening right now. It's 7 days and you raise money, and to participate you have to meet a certain threshold, and all that money goes funding towards AIDS research. Our dad did it when we were middle school, elementary school.
Dude, I don't know.
Our dad did it years ago. So Shaylee bought that, and all the proceeds from her pattern go towards that as well. So that's Rainbows for Kaylin and it's on Ravelry. And then the yarn that I bought is for all the proceeds go towards the Trevor Project, which is for, I think it's suicide prevention for LGBTQIA plus youth. I think it's catered towards youth.
Yeah.
But so we did that. So I was like, we're buying this. And then of course yarn diet goes out the window. When there's a good cause.
There's a good cause, we're in it. If you find one, you're like, this is a good cause, then send us a DM.
So yeah. We're
here for it.
That doesn't count.
That does not count.
Yeah.
No.
So we're knitting it. We're knitting the socks. There's also a shawl and a crocheted shawl, I think, as well. So we're gonna do that. It runs until, I believe, July 30th. So check it out. We'll have all the links below, and I'm sure we'll be posting. But yes, good cause. You got one?
Yeah.
Send it our way.
Well, again, thanks for sticking with us. Our next podcast, or maybe a vlog, will be on our trip in Hawaii, because that's next time we're together. So get excited for that one.
Yeah, that's mid-July. Shaylee's coming for a week. We'll be there for 2.
Woo! Woo! All right.
And send me tips for traveling with a toddler and an infant.
And here's to summer being better than May for us. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
boat
Gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Wow, wow, the boat.